gaggle in front. There's a gaggle behind. We are on our way to the Ellipse because that's where our president asked us to come. We are here.
You know, I think that every citizen should have the right to a concealed carry if they wanted it. Now, do I think that teachers should be responsible for having the safety of their children? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, as a constitutional Second Amendment right, every person should have the ability to protect themselves. And there's no reason, as I said, for a child to ever know that a teacher ever had a gun in their locked, in the locked bottom drawer of their desk. So do I think
For instance, I have two cousins who are mentally retarded, and by definition, I know we don't use that term very often anymore.
It is not the government's role, it is not the public schools' role to do before school care and after school care and to feed them breakfast and to feed them lunch and to be their counselor and to be their teacher and to be their healthcare worker.
I think when we're combining everyone into the same exact academic classes for every classroom, I think those special ed students are never going to be able to compete with the gifted and talented students. So that really is
inclusion, and what they're wanting to include are things that are not on the spectrum of accepted in a biblical worldview. They're wanting to include everything. It's called tolerance. That's right.
Because they were on one side or another, or because they owned slaves. I mean, you don't have any idea, whether they ran it like if somebody had slaves and they ran it like a business, and they taught their slaves to read and they gave them freedom when they wanted it and they allowed them to marry and have their families there. You just don't know.
And the left has become, and the people that are participating in this, it's not just people on the left, the evil, demon-possessed people who worship Satan have been using this to try to keep their youth. They've been using it as a drug that is more powerful than street drugs in terms of the high that it gives you.
The elementary school. Now, those that are concerned about our children being frightened by people having guns, you need to understand that you can have a plainclothes police officer who's in a sport coat and in a pair of slacks and have a concealed carry. The children never even know that they have a weapon. But here.
God's word is very clear that if we do not root the sin out from among us, that it will permeate, it will poison, and it will destroy. We have it on record of what happened with the Israelites time and again, being brought into slavery, being destroyed as a nation. Math is the one subject that is completely objective, right? There is a right answer and there is a wrong answer. And the socialists and the progressives and the globalists, they can't even handle that there is a right and a wrong. They can't even handle that there's a true and a false answer. They are so into the relativism of believing that there can't really be truth. We can't tell them that there really is truth, that there really is right and wrong. So we need to subjectify all of this math. Now it's going to be all about the process of how you get to the answer. It doesn't really matter that 6 times 7 is 42. Don't put that down when they ask me what's 6.7. I want to see your graph. I want to see you waiting for 15 minutes and showing me that you differently, and to think that math is about the process.